Did you know there's an octopus with elephant-like ears? Or a snail that looks possessed? In today's video, you'll meet 12 animals so strange and fascinating. They feel like creatures straight out of a sci-fi movie. We'll also see a bat with a bizarre head, a giant centipede, and even a moth that makes silk just like they did on the ancient trade routes of China. But the most jaw-dropping one is at the very end. A creature that looks like it's made of living fire. If you love animal curiosities that amaze and inspire, subscribe now and join us on this wild journey. 12th place. Hammerheaded Bat. A creature that defies logic. Imagine a bat with an ordinary body, but a head that looks like it belongs to something else entirely. A bulging nose, puffed out cheeks, and a deep growling call echoing through the jungle. This is the hammer-headed bat, a creature that fascinates scientists and spooks anyone who sees it up close. Its scientific name is Hypsignathus monstrosus, and it lives in the dense rainforests of Central Africa. Males are truly one of a kind. As they mature, their heads grow larger and more sculpted, almost like nature is carving them for effect. This bizarre look is part of a complex mating ritual. Males gather in areas called leks, where they produce deep, repetitive vocal calls to attract females. The sound, like a broken engine, and it can be heard from hundreds of meters away. These nightly gatherings are like a jungle version of a dating show. Despite their freaky looks, these bats are totally harmless. They feed mainly on fruits like figs and mangoes, playing a vital role in seed dispersal. Local legends give them mixed reputations. Some African cultures see them as omens. Others believe they guard the trees. Science, meanwhile, sees them as an amazing example of bat diversity and evolution. It's one of those cases where nature reminds us, what's strange isn't always dangerous. Sometimes, it's just extraordinary. Have you ever heard of this exotic oddball? Let us know in the comments. 11th place. Dumbo Octopus. Deep sea grace in motion. If you pictured an octopus with floppy ears, you're spot on. The Dumbo Octopus gets its name from the two fin-like ears that stick out from its head, just like the famous Disney elephant. But don't be fooled. This little creature doesn't live in a circus. It floats through the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, where light never reaches and the pressure could crush us instantly. What makes the Dumbo Octopus special isn't just its adorable look, it's how it moves. Unlike most octopuses that crawl or squirt through the water, this one flies slowly and gracefully, flapping its fins like it's dancing in slow motion. Living thousands of meters below the surface requires special adaptations. It's small, jelly-like, and incredibly efficient at saving energy. And even though it lives in one of the harshest environments on Earth, it reminds us of the quiet beauty hidden in places we've barely explored. While we rush through our daily lives, there's a tiny creature drifting peacefully in the ocean's abyss. A soft reminder that nature follows its own rhythms, and still holds countless mysteries. 10th place. Aye. The finger that fascinates and freaks people out. Picture yourself walking through a forest in Madagascar when suddenly, you spot a wide-eyed creature with sharp teeth and a long, skeletal finger straight out of a horror movie. You've just met the Aye, one of the strangest and most misunderstood primates on Earth. Despite its spooky appearance, the Aye is a brilliant forager. Its middle finger is long and ultra-flexible, and it uses it like a sensor to tap on tree bark and listen for hidden insects. Once it hears movement inside, it gnaws a hole with its teeth and fishes the bugs out with its finger. A true master of unusual techniques. For years, it was hunted because of superstition. Some local beliefs claimed it brought bad luck, or even death. But today, thanks to conservation efforts, we know better. It's a vital, unique piece of Madagascar's ecosystem. The way it interacts with its environment, with such precise and adapted behavior, makes you think. How often do we reject what's different just because we don't understand it? The Aye is a living lesson that behind the strange often lies the spectacular. 9th place. Zombie Snail. Small body, terrifying fate. At first glance, it looks like a regular snail. But look closer, and you'll see something very wrong. Its antennae are pulsing, changing color, and wriggling like they've been taken over. This is the zombie snail, victim of one of nature's most shocking parasitic takeovers. The parasite is called Leucochloridium paradoxum. It invades the snail's body and settles in the antennae, turning them into flashing beacons that mimic the movements of a caterpillar. Why? To attract predators, especially birds. Even more incredible, the parasite partly controls the snail's behavior, making it crawl out into open light where it's easier to spot and eat. Being eaten is the parasite's goal. It needs to be inside the bird's body to complete its life cycle. It's one of those stories that proves nature can be stranger and more cunning than fiction. Tiny, silent dramas like this unfold every day in forests and gardens, and most of us never notice. Who would have thought that something as simple as a snail could hold such a dark and brilliant tale? Nature surprises us again, with beauty and with horror.
If you found this fact surprising, why not give back by subscribing? It helps us keep bringing you amazing animal discoveries. Thanks for your support. Now, let's keep going.
8th place. Emperor Newt, the little king of the waters. At first glance, it might look like just a fancy salamander. But the Emperor Newt earns its royal name for a reason. With dark tones splashed in vibrant orange or yellow and its proud, upright posture, it truly looks like it rules the waters it calls home. Native to China, this newt lives in quiet, mountainous, and humid areas, usually far from human reach. But what makes it so special isn't just its looks, it's its jaw-dropping defense mechanism. When threatened, it pushes its ribs outward, piercing through its own skin and releasing toxins. Yes, it literally wounds itself to survive. An extreme yet effective strategy that leaves predators stunned and has saved countless individuals of its species. There's something almost poetic about it. A tiny creature, with a hidden armor that only reveals itself when truly needed. It doesn't attack, just defends itself with quiet strength and grace. The Emperor Newt reminds us that even the smallest beings can hold immense inner power. A symbol of discreet resilience, earning its rightful place on this list of animal oddities. Proof that some true kings are hiding in nature's calmest corners. 7th place. Indian tiger centipede. The strength of an unexpected predator. Few creatures trigger instant fear like a centipede. Now imagine one nearly a foot long, segmented like armor, vibrantly colored, and fiercely aggressive. That's the Indian tiger centipede. An unstoppable predator that proves size isn't everything. It lives in humid regions of India and Southeast Asia, hiding under rocks and logs. Its orange and black striped body is a clear warning. Stay away. And that warning is serious. This centipede has powerful pincers and highly toxic venom. It's even been seen hunting bats, something nearly unheard of for an invertebrate. But beyond fear, the tiger centipede fascinates. It's fast, silent, and precise. Its body fits into narrow cracks, and its lightning-quick nervous system makes it a perfect hunter. Yet it spends its life out of sight, deep in the forest shadows. What's most impressive is how nature balances power. An animal that seems small and insignificant actually dominates its ecosystem thanks to an arsenal of incredible adaptations. And here we are, thinking we already knew all the world's top predators. 6th place. Tiger freshwater stingray, the silent beauty of the rivers. Most people think stingrays only live in the ocean. But some species are river dwellers, and one of them is a true natural wonder. The tiger freshwater stingray, native to the Amazon basin, is a living masterpiece of pattern and motion. Its flat body, with rounded spots that resemble feline markings, gives it its name. As it glides across the riverbed, it looks like a leaf drifting in the current. But don't be fooled by its beauty. This ray has a venomous barb in its tail. It's not deadly to humans, but it can cause severe pain. Even so, it's not aggressive. When threatened, it prefers to vanish into the sand. There's something deeply meditative about watching a stingray move. No rush, no noise, just smooth, flowing elegance, like it always knows exactly where it's going. And maybe that's why we're drawn to it. In a loud, fast-paced world, this calm creature reminds us of the power in silence. The tiger ray shows us that nature's strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it glides. 5th place. Himalayan Mono, a bird that looks hand-painted. Imagine hiking through the icy Himalayan mountains, and suddenly spotting a bird that looks like it came from an artist's palette. Metallic blue, emerald green, fiery orange. The Himalayan Mono, also known as the Impayan pheasant, is nothing short of hypnotic. But it's not just about beauty. This bird is Nepal's national symbol and has been revered in local cultures for centuries. Often seen as a sign of good fortune or new beginnings. It lives at high altitudes, among alpine forests and steep valleys, enduring extreme cold with remarkable strength. The monal's behavior is just as striking. During courtship, the male displays his feathers in a silent, graceful dance, tilting and turning to catch the sunlight just right. A performance of color and light, made to impress. There's something profoundly inspiring about this bird. In one of the world's harshest environments, it thrives with almost unreal beauty. A gentle reminder that even in the most remote places, life finds a way to shine. The monal doesn't roar, hunt, or frighten. It simply exists, and in doing so, it reminds us that sometimes, just being is extraordinary. Fourth place. Female blanket octopus. A living illusion of the deep. In the darkest depths of the ocean, where light barely reaches, lives a creature that seems to defy logic. The female blanket octopus, also known as Tremoctopus, is one of the ocean's most graceful and enigmatic beings. Her body is small, but what stuns are the flowing blankets that extend from her arms. These thin, translucent membranes can grow up to 100 times her body length, making her appear gigantic and ethereal. As she swims, she glides like a living curtain, drifting with supernatural elegance. But behind the beauty lies strategy. She uses her blankets to intimidate predators, creating the illusion of a much larger animal. And while the female is a showstopper, the male is nearly microscopic, one of the most extreme size differences between sexes in the animal kingdom. It's a poetic contrast. The female floats through the deep with silent grandeur, while the male lives only to mate, then vanishes. A short, essential life cycle. The blanket octopus reminds us that the ocean is full of secrets, and that greatness doesn't always shout. It often reveals itself only to those who take the time to truly look. Third place. Silkworm moth. The quiet elegance of creation. Few animals carry as much history in their wings as the silkworm moth, Bombyx mori. It may not catch your eye with bright colors or size, but this small insect was once at the heart of empires, trade routes, and cultural revolutions. Why? Because it's the source of one of the world's most valuable natural fibers, silk. Behind this luxurious material is a delicate life cycle. The adult moth doesn't eat. It lives only a few days, just long enough to mate and pass on its legacy. Its existence is brief, quiet, and yet, its impact has lasted for centuries. For generations, people have admired the softness of silk, but few remember the humble insect behind it. The silkworm moth teaches us the value of silent contributions. Those that don't seek the spotlight, but change the world nonetheless. It's proof that greatness doesn't always come with force. Sometimes, it's found in the subtlest forms. And in a world full of noise, there's immense beauty in honoring the quiet ones. Second place. Fire snail. Nature's glowing ember. Imagine a snail that looks like it was sculpted from molten metal. Fiery red, glowing orange, with a shell that shimmers like a live ember. This is the stunning fire snail, found only in the misty rainforests of Malaysia. But its beauty is more than just skin deep. That vivid coloring is a chemical warning. Don't eat me. The fire snail produces defensive compounds that can cause serious irritation, making it one of the few land mollusks with powerful chemical defenses. Sadly, its brilliance has also made it vulnerable. The fire snail is critically endangered, its habitat is disappearing, and illegal collectors covet its glowing shell. It's a painful paradox. The more beautiful something is, the more at risk it becomes. To see such a tiny creature carrying that much natural brilliance is a powerful reminder. Rarity has value. And sometimes, nature's quietest lights shine the brightest, if we just stop to notice. Once you've seen a fire snail, you don't forget it. First place. Lowland-streaked Tenre, the little hedgehog that plays its own tune. At first glance, our number one might not look like much. Small, spiny, hedgehog-like. But the lowland-streaked Tenre of Madagascar is nothing short of astonishing. This tiny mammal is one of the only land animals known to use stridulation, a technique more often seen in insects like crickets. By rubbing special spines on its back together, The Tenre produces high-pitched sounds used to communicate in the dense rainforest, where vision is limited. It's like it has its own secret sound code. And there's more. Despite looking like a hedgehog, the Tenre isn't even closely related. It's a classic case of convergent evolution, where different species develop similar traits in similar environments. Fascinating on its own, but even more so when paired with its complex acoustic behavior. In a world that often teaches us to judge by appearance, the Tenre is a living reminder that the extraordinary can come in the most modest packages. That some of nature's most refined instruments can be found where you least expect them. And that sometimes, the forest's greatest melodies are born in silence. That's why the lowland-streaked Tenre earns the #1 spot. An animal so unique, you might never have imagined it existed. These white birds were absolutely stunning, weren't they? But what if we told you there are animals so strange, they don't even look real? Click the video on your screen now and discover the weirdest and most fascinating creatures on the planet.